Hi, James here. I'm going to quickly show you, because they're all next to one another, various different Land Junior products that we manufacture. We've been making this was the first style, which is actually the shortest wheelbase. We discontinued this. This is one of the last shells that we've made before we then lengthened it to get the correct proportion 90 series, and also the 110, where we extended the wheelbase even more and also added the correct amount of rear overhang consistent with the larger version. So we make these two wheelbases in all three series, Series 2, 3 and Defender. This one's a fully dressed, it's got all the options. The bumper hasn't been put on it yet. It's in a Santorini factory black, which is a metallic black, very popular. Rear seating, two small passengers or an adult, maybe two if they're small. This one is the 90 series. You can actually get someone in the back of that too, but you see it's a slightly shorter rear section. They're equally popular. The 90 wheelbase may be slightly prettier, I'm not so sure. But great fun, great fun to drive, very durable, good high capacity fuel tank, very easy access to mechanics. The engine bay, which we have one conveniently open over here. You can see access to the battery, the fuel tank, and all the mechanics is extremely easy. To the brake master cylinder. Engine is suspended on engine mounts to reduce vibration. On the Land Junior product, we've got a live rear axle and two wishbones at the front, independent suspension. Prop shaft, that chain you see is simply to drive the speedometer, otherwise there are no chains in the drive system. Open differential, very durable off-road, rear wheel drive only. Putting a four-wheel drive system in this would just be a false economy, and there wouldn't be enough torque from the 125cc Li-Fan engine, which is ideal for this application. Very long gears and good torque for the size of the engine. Top speed about 50 kilometers. You can restrict them, and they are bulletproof, based on the old Honda Cub engine when the Chinese, I believe, bought or under license produced this mass-produced pit bike engine. 3 forward, 1 reverse, automatic clutch, simple to drive, only 2 pedals. This hasn't got the correct steering wheel on yet. You can see the detailing of the dials, working speedometer, cold start indicators, lights, horn, optional brake lights, light lenses in either a more sort of modern clear lenses, or you can have the more traditional orange and yellow. So we make a Series 2, there's not one here. The Series 2, we do use the shell or the mould for the Series 3, and then we remodel the front and also the position of the rear lights consistent with a Series 2, which is just slightly more staggered. We are making a mould for that. So essentially we have 3 different eras. We've got the Series 2, 3 and Defender. We've got 2 different wheelbases, 110, 90. We make 14 different models in total. There's a GB in the corner. This is our most popular product, along with the 356, the 300 SL, the 250 California. In fact, they're all pretty popular, but the Land Rover product is for sure leading the pack at the moment. There's always a wait list for these. Very popular in all geographies, the Middle East, the USA, Europe, UK. They're popular everywhere. And it's all about the detail. You've got durability, one thing, and durability, reliability and engineering. So the detail we put into this is, there's absolutely everything considered. Different grille options. So here's the standard grille, and over here is it's called a vanity grille, I believe. The real ones have plastic fins. This is actually made fully of mild steel. We paint the edge. It is one piece and very decorative. We also make a heritage grille, and we've also introduced a correct Series 3 grille. I say correct, this is correct, this sort of mesh, but the late 70s from grille, which is plastic, and ours is made of metal, and then we make it look like plastic. That's also available as an option. So I think I've covered everything. So available in EV and petrol, and there are lots more new options coming. This is evolving all the time, this model. I'm not going to disclose everything right now, but there's going to be various tweaks. And usually we get requests, can you do this, can you do that? And yes, we can kind of do everything. It does take time. At the moment, the order book is absolutely stacked up. 12 cars max a month. They are hand built. They take about 2 weeks for two people to make in pods of 2. So we're full capacity evenings, weekends, and yeah, that's about it really. So hopefully by the end of this year, some of the demand will have hopefully normalized. There is an sort of abnormal demand at the moment, mainly because we've got all these new models. When there's a new model, everyone wants it. So the 356 and these Defenders are just, as I say, they are really taking up the whole bandwidth of the assembly room at the moment. They're roughly priced, all our cars approximately around the $25,000 mark around the world, give or take. There are nominal duties in some countries, more in others. There are tariffs in the US, but this is a reasonably low tariff item, generally speaking. It's shipped under an HS code beginning in 870, which is similar to that of well, the description is a vehicle that carries adults or people less than 10, not for road use. So it's like a quad bike, or it's like a golf buggy, or even a race car. So it does get exported under that code. It's not under a toy code, which is a 950, which we used to, understandably, and for good reason. Toys are subject to more scrutiny with regard to sort of health and safety and other regs. These are not really toys, they are sort of collector's pieces. They are usable. Some of the sports cars often sit in collections, but once again still usable, but obviously less occupants. This is a single seater. You can get a child with an adult or 2 children. Once again, loads and loads of detail. We've been making this model since 2013, but it has absolutely evolved to the next level. From the interior to the vibration control, the wheel detailing, and we even offer genuine wire wheels made by Torino in the UK. So here's a Land Junior or a Series 3 up on the ramp, just being detailed underneath, and we get to have a good look at the front wishbones, the brakes, vented discs, the adjustable shocks, a rack and pinion, and there's the engine, and as you can see there's the gear linkage, and at the rear of the car you can see the open differential, the prop shaft, ABS braking, and also the rear shocks. Over here is the EV. It looks the same, but obviously completely different. This is the latest EV. We have discontinued the previous platform, and here's conveniently one actually that has yet to be dressed. So we went to great lengths to finding the best possible EV solution, which we found the company that supplies this system supply to some of the classic car conversion companies. There's one in particular in the UK called Silent Classics. It's a very proven, robust system. It's got a mechanical brake. We still fit our cars with a hydraulic braking system, and the mechanical brake is really used for the handbrake essentially. This hasn't been wired up yet. The controller unit is extremely state-of-the-art, and the supplying company can reprogram the parameters of the setup exactly to the specification of what the customer wants. So the benchmark is a 32-kilometer max speed in 2 speeds. There's a low setting and a high setting. The lower setting is probably about 8 kilometers, maybe 10. And it's got a very linear, smooth acceleration curve, and once again that's all programmable. You could whack that up and have a much lesser range and much higher top speed, but we're not chasing for speed here at all. This is not what we're trying to achieve. The range on a standard setup driving continuously with 2 adults is about 2 hours 50 minutes. So it's more than adequate range for this type of application. That could be increased with larger capacity batteries. At the moment, because of the architecture of this car, the space under the hood is slightly limiting. Excuse me. So you can see that the space in the engine bay, or what would be the engine bay on the petrol car, is occupied by these batteries. They are raised quite a bit, but they're reasonably large. Now, it does require 4, it's 48 volts. We find that that's adequate 3 hours, but if someone wanted more, we could start looking at a bigger dimension, larger capacity battery, and then occupying some of this rear space underneath. So you could essentially have 2 large batteries at the front and 2 at the back. I do only use SLA batteries. These can be converted. They are designed for lithium. I don't supply lithium from here, and a lot of these vehicles, like the things you see in the airports, they use big lead acid. I'm much more comfortable with lead acid for safety. I know they're heavy, I know it's a bit antiquated, but they do the job. But as I say, with the expert knowledge of a local EV or battery supplier, there's a very easy conversion to going to much lighter, more powerful, equally high capacity, well 100. You want 100 ampere, ideally with 3 kilowatts. And a battery protector, battery management system done correctly with the right chemistry, in communication with the motor supplier. There's no reason why that can't be on lithium, which would take you to many more hours, probably 6 with a much quicker charge.